Hi there. Welcome to We Are the Famous EFC. It is the news show. So, in today's news, I want to talk about this. So, the former Everton manager Marco Silva has been speaking to the Portuguese media on his time at Everton, and this is what he said about Everton. Okay, so Portuguese media whispered to Marco Silva, public really don't gasp. It's just how big the Mayside club is. It's a fantastic club in a huge challenge to be in charge of Everton, Marco Silva says. I understand that in Portugal, people don't really understand the impactful and giving to the club, but those who are in England, who worked in England and who have an in-depth knowledge of English football understand what I am saying. Before this, Manchester City were unlawful. Everton were the fifth or sixth club with the most league titles and titles in England, but in recent years, that situation has recently dissolved away. However, Everton have a tremendous history, but at the moment, due to recent events, they are aiming for different goals. When I was there, and then with Ancelotti, the club was the club always wanted to be in top 11, sorry, but there was a discomfort between the fans sovereign and what was actually possible to achieve, creating the idea that defeat was felt in an awful way. Marcus Silva is proud of his time in charge at Goodison and made the point that even Carlo Ancelotti didn't have a great season, quite a good season as he did when Everton finished in one season 7th to 8th under Marco Silva, and only under Carlo Ancelotti's season, Everton only finished 10th. So it just proves that under the Macheri era, we did not give the former Everton manager Marco Silva the chance to see what he can bring. All we did was sack him because Macheri didn't have the balls to keep him on, because he wanted results like that, and it ended badly for Everton, and that's why he was sacked after the Merseyside derby 5-2 on December the 4th, 2019. Because I tell you what, if we backed him still, I'll tell you now, he'd be still the Everton manager now, and we wouldn't be in this mess right now. Yes, we would have new owners probably, but as well, swapping all the managers, I don't think we would have been in this mess. But Macheri took us like a tuck shop, and that was really, really disgraceful, and that should have never ever happened. But what I'm touching up on is that what Marco Silva says is right. He feels for the club. You can tell he's an Evertonian. He loves Everton. He gets the fans and he gets the club. He certainly does after that, after what he said about Everton. But at the end of the day, Marco Silva did have huge challenges under the Macheri era as well. And Marco Silva raised a huge challenge that he faced at Everton. Marco Silva ensured a difficult time in the dugout at Everton. The former Watford manager enjoyed a great first season at Goodison Park, finishing 11th in the Premier League, then the second season 8th. But however, Marco Silva was sacked just 18 months in charge, with the club sitting in relegation after a 5-2 defeat to Liverpool, the rivals. Silva opens up on Everton challenges, as I said. But at the end of the day, Silva had 72 wins and 43 losses as a manager. So not that bad at all, and I don't blame him. because at the end of the day, we should have given chance after chance, but we never. Look at the man Dyche got chanced under the Manger. Like, why we sacked him, I'll never know. But for him to come out to the media, to the Portuguese one, and talk about Everton like that is massive. Like, whatever he says it with a smile because he loves Everton. Do let us know your thoughts in the comments on Marco Silva telling the Portuguese midfielder on his time at Everton just before this Manchester City and Everton were 5th or 6th club with the most league titles and titles in England. So that just proves, doesn't it, Blues, I mean, like, you've got to feel sorry for him. You really, really, really do. And the biggest ever mistake Manger has done was that he sacked Marco Silva, and also Everton fans admit as well Marco Silva was sacked too soon as well. But for me, it all went wrong since the day we sacked Marco Silva. That's when it all went wrong. Because we should have given more time. He should have had the window as well. But no, all Machen's asked about is spending the money and rehiring like that. So it's literally went from Silva to Ancelotti, from Ancelotti Benitez, from Benitez Lampard, from Lampard to Dyche, from Dyche to Moisey. Then after Moisey, God knows who else. Like, why the friggin' hell? Look at them now. Fulham are 8th. Fulham were relegated not last season, the season before. They came back up with Silva and finished 8th last season. And right now, they are 8th this season. Like, wow. He's done a massive, massive job for Fulham since he's came in. But yet again, for me, we sacked him too soon. Yet again. That's the biggest mistake. But, like, I'm almost, like, lost for words. Like, why did we have to sack him? Like, I'm a massive fan of Silva, a massive fan. When we appointed him, I loved it. When we sacked him, I was dreading for him to be sacked. I didn't want him to be sacked because he's got the ambitions. He's the right manager. He gets the club. He gets the fans. And he gets the players. And he doesn't throw them under the bus like Dyche does. So, ideally, Manger is one hell of a stupid character for sacking him. And thank God that Machen's gone and Friedkin in. If Dan Friedkin or the Friedkin group are watching this, then I hope after Moisey's time at Everton, I hope we go back after Silva and give him a chance. Because look what he's doing with Fulham. Massive. But this football club has been through the ringer, hasn't it? We really have. Over recent years. Under Manger. It just proves that he was an absolute farce of an owner, Fahad Manger. But like Jordan Silva's time, brilliant, absolute brilliant. I'd rather have kept Silva and stay and like wouldn't be in this relegation battle. Yeah, we did slip into the relegation zone. That's because he didn't get the chance or the money for in the transfer windows. That is why we fell to where we did. It all started under Marco Silva era where we fell to the bottom. That's not his fault. That's Manger because he didn't bother giving us the money to buy players. Because all he cared about was sacking managers and rehiring them. Sacking. hire a new one, sack, hire, sack, hire, and so on, and just run us like a tuck shop. So that was Macheri's fault, and that should have never even happened. But that's what Marco Silva has talked about in his Everton, in his Portuguese media outlook when he had a meeting today. Do comment, leave your thoughts on, do you think Everton sacked Marco Silva too early? Because I do. And do you wish that he was still the Everton manager now? Because I do. Let us know in the comments, please. Up the toffees. Subscribe, share, like, and comment. Bye-bye.